Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Philippians chapter 4, verses 5 through 7. Let your moderation be known unto all men, the Adonai is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Elohim. And the peace of Elohim, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through the Mashiach, Yeshua.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, be grateful.
The oracles of the UCI. 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another, as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as dear children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication, and all uncleanness, or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as become saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather given of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you up on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you, to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and have sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Which is peace on Yahweh's holy Sabbath day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now, Isaiah 5 and verse 1 says, Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My beloved has a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it, and he gathered out the stones thereof, and he planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a wine press therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. It is also written in Isaiah 30 and verse 1, Woe to the rebellious children, says Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. Today the covering has become more of a statement of fashion and less of a crown of majestic protection. But when we examine Scripture, we find that the removal of a covering often ends in judgment. It is written that the children of Israel went down to Egypt, but asked not at his hand. To whom do we seek for counsel when we plot out the steps of our journey? Having our journey covered does not mean that we will not encounter hardships. It means that those hardships will bring us wisdom, power, and the fruitful peace of righteousness at journey's end. Let's begin today's sermon in Isaiah chapter 20. Isaiah chapter 20 And we're going to read verses 1 through 6.
In the year that Tartan came on to Ashdod, when Sargon the king of Assyria sent him, and fought against Ashdod, and took it, at the same time spake Yahweh by Esaias the son of Amoz, saying...
Wait a minute. At the same time spake Yahweh by Esaias. Now, a lot of times you have these people that keep saying that trust in Yahweh, but don't trust in any man. You have to understand something. Yahweh ain't coming personally to talk to you. You have to understand that he ain't going to come out of the heavens. He's not going to part the clouds. He's not going to put a pillar of fire and smoke over your house. He already created a man. That is his creation. So he's going to use his creation to talk to his creation. So if you are at the point that you can't receive anything from a man, I can tell you that you're going to have some serious problems with your father. Because whether you know it or not, you are disrespecting his creation. Oh, I can't accept nothing from something he made. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Go and loose the sackcloth from off your loins, and put off your shoe from off your foot. And he did so, walking naked and barefoot. And Yahweh said, like as my servant Esaias has walked naked and barefoot 3 years for a sign and wonder upon Egypt and upon Ethiopia, so shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptians prisoners, and the Ethiopians captives, young and old, naked and barefoot, even with their buttocks uncovered, to the shame of Egypt.
So this uncovering, and Yahweh is very visual when it comes down to things, because you have all of these people that say, I talked to the Most High, or the Most High directed me. Even though he spoke to Esaias, Esaias still had to present something after he was spoken to. See, everybody want to get spoken to until that thing that he says is inconvenient to you. See, we think that when we talk to Yahweh, if Yahweh brings forth a vision or something to us, that it is going to be just glorious toward us. How do you think he responded to the instruction? All right, I'm gonna need you to walk naked and barefoot. What? This is the instruction that he got, and everybody think they want to talk to Yahweh. Well, what happened when he say that to you? What happened when he say, "Go do this," and you say, "Well, no, I don't want to do that." Well, I thought you wanted to talk to him. Well, I want to talk to him as long as what he say nice. Okay, well, you don't want to talk to him then. Go ahead.
And the inhabitant of this isle shall say in that day, behold, such is our expectation, whether we flee for help to be delivered from the king of Assyria, and how shall we escape?
Right. How shall we escape? You can flee if you want, but wherever you go, there you are. When you go and think about what happened to some of David's servants, it says in 2 Samuel 10 and verse 4, wherefore Hanan took David's servants and shaved off one half of their beards and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. This was a clear statement of disdain. See, we attempt to do things, and it's all about fashion or fitting in. And we don't know what we're actually displaying when we do some of these things. This is clear cut. Hey, there's a problem between us. And we see when Yahweh brings forth his judgment, there's an uncovering. So when you deal with the vineyard, before he brought forth, before he had set forth for that vineyard to be eaten up and broken down, he removed the hedge. He took away the covering first. we are being encouraged to step away from our covering or completely take the covering off because we don't know what it is. We think we just hanging out. But once the adversary gets you to take that covering off, you're going to find that he's going to start destroying your vineyard. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 47.
It says, chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of the Europeans. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you shall no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover your locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh.
Now, wait a minute. So, before he brings judgment, he's bringing judgment onto Babylon. He says, I take the millstone, grind meal, uncover your locks. The uncovering starts first, then the judgment. But we think when we get uncovered, it's time to party. We say it's getting hot in her. I'm so hot, I want to take my clothes off. We don't understand judgment finna come behind that. Go ahead, get undressed. But judgment cometh. Go ahead.
Pass over the rivers. Your nakedness shall be uncovered. Yes, your shame shall be seen. I'll take vengeance, and I'll not meet you as a man. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit you silent, and get you into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you shall no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was angry with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into your hand. You did show them no mercy. Upon the ancient have you very heavily laid your yoke.
Okay, I was angry with my people, and I have polluted mine heritage, and I gave them into your hand. So the nations have gotten so arrogant that they actually believed that they were able to come against Israel because of their superior knowledge and their superior strength. This is why in every sports event, they know, keep us out of it as much as possible. Because the image of their superior strength dissolves when we get involved. Even when they let us in a sport, they keep us out of certain positions. They said we wasn't smart enough to be quarterback for eons. No, this is a thinking position. They can't play this. Now we kept them out of the game, but okay, so they got brute strength. That's just it. They dumb, strong animals. Then they mess around and let one of them get back there. And most of us don't even remember. We keep thinking that these new guys is the first ones to win a Super Bowl. No, that was Doug Williams. It wasn't another black quarterback for 20 years after that, man. Some of y'all don't even know. Look, my stepdaddy had to tell me that it's already been a black man who won the Super Bowl. I said, you better stop lying. I said, them lies and propaganda you telling. No. He won that. And they said, look, man, he done shattered the image that we're trying to present, that they can't operate in a thinking position. And he did it and won. It seemed like it should have been a line of quarterbacks after that. No, every last one of them had to turn to wide receiver. They say, oh, yeah, you know all the routes. Now go run them. What? Yeah, but that's not what I play. No, look, we are not going to let the image of this destroy our country. Now get on out there and run, boy. Okay. But see, the part that he's uncovering when he says, uncover your locks, make bare the leg, he's about to show her nakedness. See, her nakedness is the people that she has had in captivity all these years. Why do you think Yahweh is allowing all of these teachers to teach? all of a sudden, the truth about who we are is coming out. So you have to consider something. I've watched as the name of Yahweh has now become the in thing. 20 years ago, when we were saying Yahweh, they said we was in a cult. I was listening to a Thai tribute song, and I'm used to hearing Jehovah Nissi, Jehovah Jireh. I was used to hearing all that. It didn't strike me. Then he screamed out, Yahweh. I said, rewind. What the hell? What? But you understand what that is? That is because we have not let up. And all of these people have constantly decided we're going to stand in the truth of his word no matter what you call us. Now all of a sudden, the top Christian singers are screaming out the name of Yahweh. Y'all said something was wrong with us when we screamed out the name of Yahweh. Now y'all screaming it? But don't think my God gonna be fooled. He will never forget his day ones. He know who was calling out the name of Yahweh when it wasn't popular to say. Now my God name is the cool thing to say. And that is the result of your perseverance. That's why his name is in now. Because of what you've done. Go ahead, Priest.
It says chapter 47 and verse 7. And you said, I shall be a lady forever, so that you did not lay these things to your heart, neither did remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, you that are given to pleasures, that dwelleth carelessly, that saith in your heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Do they not say God bless America and no place else? Mm-hmm. Is that not their motto? They said God ain't blessed but one place on earth. Now he made the whole earth. But only bless you. Go ahead.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Mm-hmm. But these two things shall come to you in a moment and one day, the loss of children and widowhood.
Right. Remember them curses we was reading in what was it, Psalms? Okay. In Bible study? Mm-hmm. Okay. He said, these two things going to come to you at once. The arrogance of success really makes people think that that's going to go on forever. So they have no reason to address anything or make any changes because it appears that they are successful. They don't understand. Success could be the absolute leading to your destruction. But all we want to be is successful. Go ahead.
They shall come upon you in their perfection, for the multitude of your sorceries, and for the great abundance of your enchantments. For you have trusted in your wickedness. You have said, none sees me. Your wisdom and your knowledge, it has perverted you. And you have said in your heart, I am, and none else beside me.
It says your wisdom and your knowledge has perverted you. Wait a minute. Wisdom and knowledge is supposed to be the thing that we're supposed to be seeking for. But what happens when you get so smart that you turn stupid? What happens when you get so much knowledge that you can't be reached at all? Your wisdom and your knowledge has perverted you. And people think if they got knowledge and wisdom, they can't be perverted. And they are standing in perversion. Yet brag about how intelligent they are. Go ahead.
Therefore shall evil come upon you. You shall not know from whence it rises. And mischief shall fall upon you. You shall not be able to put it off.
Now your wisdom and knowledge didn't help you right there, did it? See if you can read a book and see if you can stop Yahweh's judgment. Or conjure up one of those. See if you can conjure up a spell. Get all the ingredients. Go ahead.
Desolation shall come upon you suddenly, which you shall not know. Stand now with your enchantments and with the multitude of your sorceries, wherein you have labored from your youth. If so be, you shall be able to profit. If so be, you may prevail. You are wearied in the multitude of your counsels.
Well, where they come from? The multitude of your counsel. See, when we get ready to operate in the earth, we talk to everybody except Yahweh's people. Except the folk we supposed to talk to. And then when we talk to them, we give them half information.
Y'all want to buy this car? You think it's a good idea?
Well, you know, looking at the car, it looked nice. I don't know nothing about the engine. Now, you didn't tell me it was in a flood. You didn't tell me the car there, when you checked the report, it had 4 wrecks on it. Oh, okay, so you intentionally left off information so that you could get a favorable answer because that's what you wanted to do anyway. See, folks think they so slick. And they come talking to you and they think you don't see that it got more holes in that story than Swiss cheese. And they just are talking. They say, what you think? Right. Okay. Yeah. But see, when you've been trained and you had a teacher, I done watched my teacher do this before. I done watched my teacher sit in a room and know somebody was giving him half a story. And he said, yeah, go ahead. All right. And they walked out. They're going to get slaughtered. I was like, Elder, man, they was lying when they came and told me. Interesting. Time told, boom. Okay. Now I see. Now I know what I'm looking at. See, that's the problem when you're dealing with those self-taught people or people who don't want to even acknowledge who they learned something from. They swear they got it all by themselves. Go ahead.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save you from these things that shall come upon you. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto you with whom you have labored, even your merchants from your youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save you.
All right. Thus shall they be unto you with whom you have labored, even your merchants from your youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter. The nations are starting to go back and deal with other means because of all of the multitude of changes here in the daughter of Babylon. They say, you know what, it's hard to even do business with you. We make a deal with you, and then the next person come through and exits out the deal. We make one agreement with you, and then somebody else come in and 4 years later and completely turns over the deal. How are nations supposed to keep dealing when they can make a deal and then somebody else comes and completely throws the deal out? The people start figuring out, you know what, we're going to do business somewhere else. I mean, what would you do? You got a corner store down the street. And you say, you know what, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to get me a drink. And you go down one day, it was 25 cents. You came down, you know what, that drink was good, man. It was a nice drink. I'm going to go down there and get me another one of those drinks. You go down the next day at 37 cents. Well, wait, what happened? What happened? Well, you know, that's just the way of the world. You go 2 days later, it's 47 cents. Wait a minute, man, what is wrong with this price? But that ain't what's going to really upset you. Then you say you toil with yourself and you go back. And now it's 25 cents again. Wait a minute. Now I got to ask, did the last 2 people overcharge me? Why do I feel like I'm getting ripped off every time I do business with you? Okay, that caused the merchants to go back to their quarters. They say, you know what, we're getting sick of this. The value of this thing that they gives us changes every day. One day the dollar's worth $1. The next day the dollar worth 78 cents. They say, what is wrong? There's something wrong with how you operate. But that is business in Babylon, and it has affected us, whether we know it or not. These people have taken away our humanity. If you even go to a company, you go and get insurance, you can't stay loyal to a company. They have taken away our loyalty. We are loyal by nature. We are the most loyal people on the face of this planet. And the adversary uses it against us, And we have learned the ways of the daughter of Babylon, and we use it against us too. That's why you have users that come in your midst, because they know you loyal. You try to be loyal to an insurance company, they'll give you a good rate 1 year. Next year it go up. Next year it go up. Then before you know it, it is out of the stratosphere. You're like, man, did I like kill somebody in my sleep or something? Why did the insurance go up? Oh, it's just the way business is done. But they take away your ability to be loyal. So now, to even deal with these people, you got to switch and go to another company. Now, they give you the beginning rates. See? It's just like being in a relationship. When you first meet somebody, they show you the nice them. Why you think whoremongers are whoremongers? Because they say, you know what? I'm going to be with you at your nicest. But you're going to turn to a hellion, and by then I'm gone. See, the daughter of Babylon promotes whoredom. So they real nice. And honestly, you should be showing more loyalty to a relationship that has gone longer. The daughter of Babylon shows loyalty to beginning relationships. So it encourages you to be a whoremonger. So when you first get into a business, they are extremely nice to you, give you all the low rates. Eventually, it starts climbing up. To get back to the low rates, guess what you got to do? Switch to another company. Now you are now new to them. Now they give you the low rates. Eventually, they're going to go up. Now, guess what? You would think it would be strange. This place is so wicked. When you go back to the old place, now you're a new customer again. Now they give you the low rates. This place is wicked. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11. And we've gotten so accustomed to it that we have gotten to be slick and deceptive, and we think Yahweh don't see it. I used to ask my elder, how do you deal with all this deception? Now I know. Now I know, because you learn your daddy has an amazing repayment plan. He gonna pay you back. See, I ain't got to worry about trying to get nobody who has tried to be slick and deceive me. My Elohim gonna pay me for everything that they took, and he gonna charge them for everything they received. So they go ahead, go on and enjoy yourself. Go off in the sun. Do what you got to do. But that bill is going to show. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, and let's read verses 13 through 19.
Judging yourselves, is it comely that a woman pray unto Elohim uncovered? Does not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her.
It is a glory to her. Go ahead.
For her hair is given her for a covering.
So it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. So that's, if it's a glory to her and she belongs to him, that is his glory. Okay, go ahead.
But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of Elohim. Now in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that you come together not for the better, but for the worse. For first of all, when you come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partially believe it. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you.
He says there must be heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. So Yahweh is going to make sure that something comes about so you can understand who he's directing. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 16. See, we think if we bless that nothing happens. Now, if you bless, something happens and you come out better after the something. Ezekiel chapter 16, and let's read verses 1 through 14.
Again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, and say, Thus says the Adonai Yah unto Jerusalem, Your birth and your nativity is of the land of Canaan. Your father was an Amorite, and your mother an Hittite.
Right. This land was, this whole nation was built out of the land of Canaan. We had churches that were called Canaan land. Why do you think the Gentiles won't mention that? Because they keep giving us the story that no black people was up that far in Africa. So much, in fact, that they don't want to call Israel Africa. They say it's the Middle East. But if you do any research and find out who Canaan is, you find out, wait a minute, Canaan daddy burnt black. How Canaan get all the way up here? They said the blacks in South Africa. How Canaan get there? So you mean to tell me it was black people there before Israel got there? But see, they don't want you to have that conversation. If you're too busy hooping and hollering and talking about tithing, you'll never get to that point of understanding, wait a minute, why was it called Canaan land? He said, I'm going to give you Canaan land. He said, I'm going to give you the land of the blacks. Wait a minute. They said there wasn't no blacks ever up there. They're hoping you don't read. Go ahead.
And as for your nativity, in the day you was born, your navel was not cut, neither was you washed in water to supple you. You was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. None I pitied you to do any of these unto you, to have compassion unto you. But you was cast out into the open field to the loathing of your person in the day that you was born. And when I passed by you and saw you polluted in your own blood, I said unto you, when you was in your own blood, live. Yes, I said unto you, when you was in your blood, live. I have caused you to multiply as the bud of the field, and you have increased and waxen great. And you are come to excellent ornaments. Your breasts are fashioned, your hair is grown.
Wait a minute, your glory is grown. He said your hair is grown. If the hair was given to a woman as glory, as he then deals with the children of Israel, he says your hair is grown, your glory has grown. It has produced something here. Go ahead.
Whereas you was naked and bare. Now when I passed by you and looked upon you, behold, your time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over you and covered your nakedness. Yes, I swear unto you and entered into a covenant with you, says the Adonai Yah, and you became mine. Then washed I you with water. Yes, I thoroughly washed away your blood from you, and I anointed you with oil. I clothed you also with broidered work, and shod you with badger skin. And I girded you about with fine linen, and I covered you with silk. I decked you also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon your hands, and a chain on your neck. And I put a jewel on your forehead, and earrings in your ears, and a beautiful crown upon your head.
He is describing the temple. He is describing the priest. He is describing a whole lot of things when talking about how her hair is grown and her glory has increased. But sometimes we end up forgetting the source of our glory. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, you once talked about them songs when they say, let your hair down. And he said, your hair is growing. How you know that? You didn't let your hair down. And he said, it was time of love.
Ain't that what you let your hair down for? Ain't that what Johnny Gill said? Johnny Gill, let your hair down. They said, oh, it's about to go down now. It's about to get you. Okay, go ahead.
Thus was you decked with gold and silver, and your raiment was of fine linen and silk and broidered work. You did eat fine flour and honey and oil, and you was exceeding beautiful, and you did prosper into a kingdom.
Exceeding beautiful. All of these things have worked, have progressed for you. Go ahead.
And your renown went forth among the heathen for your beauty.
Now you're known among the heathen. See, this is where we go. All of these glorious things have happened unto us. Our hair is grown. Our glory has grown. We have beautiful coverings. We have all of this. But now, we have now gotten the eye of the heathen. See, now we don't want to exercise our beauty among those within Yahweh's court. Now we want to express how beautiful we are to the heathen. We have now caught the eye of a heathen, or the heathen has caught our eye. Because now we believe, you know what, my comeliness has grown so much, I think I can get one of those. See, one minute we okay with the Corolla LX. But you know, my glory done grown. You know, I was going down the street the other day, and I saw a spaceship. I said, oh my goodness, that look at the lights on that thing. Yeah, I want one of those. Now, wait a minute. Now, he done already set you up for the Corolla LX. But no, I seen something else. I don't want my glory to be in this area. I want my glory to be over there. I seen something else. Okay, go ahead.
For it was perfect through my comeliness.
Whoa. It was perfect through his comeliness, but the heathen has caught our eye. Go ahead.
Which I had put upon you, says the Adonai Elohim.
Right. Your renown went forth among the heathen for your beauty. We want to be accepted by those outside of Yahweh's court. We don't understand that it is a foolish desire. As it is written, the things of righteousness is foolishness to them. It cannot be discerned by them. And we're wondering why they won't accept it. But we think that renown, we can take it among the heathen and it is going to prosper us in heathen things. It'll work for a while. But eventually, the heathen is going to let you know that they are indeed a heathen. And please don't be surprised. My elder always said, when somebody show you who they are, please do me a favor and believe them. Don't be surprised. Don't act like,
Well, I never.
Yes, you did. You knew that was a heathen before you got into that. You knew what that was. We go into business with heathens and then get surprised when they rob us. I can't believe that they took the money. Yes, you did. Yes, you can. Come on. Now, let's come on now. Yes, you can. Those people operated by no code at all. Yes, you can believe that they stole your money. Okay. Where we going, brother? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 21. There's certain situations we should feel the spirit of it, but we can't feel the spirit of it because we off into something else. There's sometimes you pull up to a gas station and you look around and you say, you know what, this don't look right. I'm going to get gas somewhere else. This don't feel right here. But see, some of y'all, nothing has happened. Maybe. Am I judging a book by its cover? I don't want to do that. So let me go right into here. Oh, my God. It was exactly what it looked like. Yeah. It's too late now, ain't it? Deuteronomy 21, let's read verses 10 through 14.
When you go forth to war against your enemies, and Yahweh your Elohim has delivered them into your hands, and you have taken them captive, and seeth among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that you would have her to your wife, then you shall bring her home to your house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in your house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that you shall go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be your wife.
All right. You shall bring her to your home to your house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. Now here becomes starts the process. When you deal with this shaving of the head at the accomplishing of a vow, or there's always a point where they are going through something at this shaving. And then she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in your house, and bewail her father and mother a full month. After that, you shall go in unto her. Let's go to Ruth chapter 3. See, we end up getting into situations where we're encouraged to either step outside of our covering or to completely remove that covering. Ruth chapter 3, and we're going to read verses 1 through 15.
Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her, My daughter, shall I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you? And now is not Boaz of our kindred, with whose maidens you was? Behold, he winnoweth barley tonight in the threshing floor. Wash yourself therefore, and anoint you, and put your raiment upon you, and get you down to the floor. But make not yourself known unto the man, until he shall have done eating and drinking. And it shall be.
Now, what you getting right now, and this is something that does not happen here. This is a seasoned woman telling a younger woman, I'm finna tell you what to do to go and get you a righteous man. Now listen to me. Go and do this. But this generation, the grandmama and the daughter in the same club. They side by side twerking. They having a twerk off. And then put it on Instagram. I bet your mama can't twerk like mine. Go ahead.
And it shall be, when he lies down, that you shall mark the place where he shall lie. And you shall go in and uncover his feet, and lay you down, and he will tell you what you shall do.
Now, he didn't say, she didn't say, now look, go in, and go in backwards. All right, go in backwards. Lift your skirt up and just start popping it and drop it. Just pop it. Pop, and just keep backing up. He'll tell you what he wants you to do. That ain't what she said. See, we're getting advice from the wrong people. Then we wonder why it don't turn out right. Go ahead.
And she said unto her, All that you saith unto me, I will do.
See, she knew who to listen to. See, we'll get information from Israel, and we'll go and pick the worst of Israel to talk to. The worst of the worst of. They barely have a Israel spirit in their body. That's who we want to go get information from. What you think I ought to do? You asking them? That's who you asking? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, the first thing that she said would have been difficult for most of them. She said, go, but make yourself not known. And she went down onto the floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law bade her.
Not some of it. See, you know, we'll follow some of the stuff and say,
You know what? It didn't work. I did what you said.
no, you didn't. She did all that was said unto her. Go ahead.
And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of corn. And she came softly and uncovered his feet and laid her down.
So what she do then is she said the instruction was wait until he have done eating and drinking. All right? He going to be at his calmest then. See this seasoned woman right here. But don't go ahead and when you all rowdy and all that. That ain't, baby, that's not you don't approach no man then. See, you got a seasoned woman telling you, look, I'm telling you how to approach this man. See, you need to learn some wisdom here now. Now let me learn you something now, little girl. Now wait till he done eating and drinking. And then you come softly. This valuable information right here. Wait until he has had his dinner and he done had his wine and come softly. It's $1 million worth of game. I hope y'all picking this up in here. Then come softly. Go ahead.
And it came to pass at midnight that the man was afraid and turned himself, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. And he said, Who are you? And she answered, I am Ruth, your handmaid. Spread therefore your skirt over your handmaid, for you are a near kinsman.
Wait. Do you understand what happened right there? See, we have been told that when a man proposes to a woman, he get down on one knee and he give her a diamond ring. You do realize that Ruth proposed to him, right? I'm going to pause for a minute. But no, see, folk got too much pride.
Say, you know what? I ain't gonna propose to nobody. What I do is I just get pregnant. Yeah, he gonna be forced to marry me then.
Okay, go ahead.
And he said, Blessed be you of Yahweh, my daughter, for you have showed more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning, insomuch as you followed not young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do to you all that you require. For all the city of my people does know that you are a virtuous woman.
Whoa. Whoa. Wait a minute. So the reputation has gone out. She has carried herself in such a way, says all the people of my people know you are a virtuous woman. How they know that? Oh, they see her out there. They see her out there handling herself. Go ahead.
And now it is true that I am your near kinsman. Howbeit, there's a kinsman nearer than I.
Wait a minute. So then he already know. He said you're a virtuous woman, but she also came with information. She proposed to him. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, everybody claimed they want a Boaz. But wait a minute. Boaz didn't get down on one knee. Boaz didn't propose. This is all you see on Instagram and Facebook. I can't wait to get my Boaz. Wait a minute. You willing to propose to him? Or you waiting for him to propose to you? You gonna come softly? How you gonna come? See, we want certain results, but we gonna go at it in a different way. Can you read?
Tarry this night, and it shall be in the morning, that if he will perform unto you the part of a kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman's part. But if he will not do the part of a kinsman to you, then I will do the part of a kinsman to you, as Yahweh lives. Lie down until the morning. And she led his feet until the morning. And she rose up before one could know another. And he said, Let it not be known that a woman came in to the floor. Also he said, Bring the veil that you have upon you, and hold it.
Wait a minute, wait. She's got a veil that is upon her. She is covered. Everybody claimed they want a Boaz, but Ruth was covered. And she didn't go down to the threshing floor to go get busy among the wheat. No, she went to lay at his feet. There's a difference. Keep reading.
You know, Elder, even with that, he didn't jump at the opportunity either.
He sure did not.
We gotta take
He didn't say, look here, we about to grind meal tonight. That ain't what he said. They was in the threshing floor, but he did not thresh. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to stick to the paper. Read, bro.
And when she held it, he measured 6 measures of barley and laid it on her. and she went into the city.
Right, but he put that in the veil. If she ain't got the veil, she don't get none of that. Okay. All right. Let's go to Exodus chapter 34.
Exodus chapter 34 and verse 29. And it came to pass, when Moshe came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tables of testimony in Moshe's hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moshe knew not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with them. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moshe, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him.
He's turning into a God. When you spend time with the Spirit changes you. Okay, so then when you stop spending time with the Spirit, what happens? But see, we have such arrogancy that we think that we're going to still remain in the Spirit, though we have separated ourselves from it. The closer you get to the Spirit, the more it changes you. He is turning into something that is frightening them. They say, hey, man, I don't know. He went up. He was a man. I don't know what the hell that is. What is that? What is that, bro? And what's going on with your skin? Hey, man, why you look like you glowing? So now he is becoming, if the children of Israel are holy, then Moshe, after spending time with Yahshua, with Yahweh, is now the Holy of Holies. The Holy of Holies had to be separated by a veil. Moshe had to put on a veil. He was on a different level of holy than them. Go ahead.
And Moshe called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moshe talked with them. And afterward all the children of Israel came near, and he gave them in commandment all that Yahweh had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. Until Moshe had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face.
Mm-hmm.
But when Moshe went in before Yahweh to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and spake unto the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moshe, that the skin of Moshe's face shone. And Moshe put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with him.
All right. So as he's going through these changes, you have to get something here. The regular people are bothered by your change. Moshe is on a different level of righteousness. He has changed, and when he goes amongst regular people, they are bothered at his presence. Now, we're talking about these are still the children of Israel, though. So he's coming among the children of Israel, and they are bothered. This bothers them when they look at how he's changing. So he has to protect them from themselves. Or else they're going to do something that might cause them to get dealt with. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 3. Second Corinthians chapter 3, and we're going to read verses 11 through 18.
For if that which is done away was glorious, much more that which remains is glorious. Seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech, and not as Moshe, which put a veil over his face, that the children of Israel could not steadfastly look to the end of that which is abolished. But their minds were blinded. For until this day remains the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away in Yahshua.
Right. So then there's a veil that is natural in nature, and then there is a spiritual veil that causes people not to see. Go ahead.
But even unto this day, when Moshe is read, the veil is upon their heart.
The veil is upon their heart in multiple ways. You have some that believe that they are not subject to the law of Moshe. The veil is over their heart. Although they preach certain parts of Moshe because pushing forward tithing brings forth money to them. So they push that law over and over and over, but omit the weightier matters of the law. This is what the Mashiach was talking about. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, for you make tithe of anise and cumin, but omit the weightier matters of the law. He said, these things you ought to have done and not to left the others undone. This is what you're going to push? You don't see nothing but the checks in here. That's all you see? This is what Yahshua said to the scribes and Pharisees. We can go into a church tomorrow and say the same thing. You mean to tell me that's the only law you're going to talk about behind that altar? Is tithing? That's it. You ain't going to mention nothing else. Right. And we think we got to go far to find scribes and Pharisees. Yahshua described them. Read the writing in red and then just sit up and look. Go ahead, priest.
You know, Elder, now we understand why why Yahshua, kept saying that. What did Moshe say? Go read Moshe. Because that veil is so heavy.
Right.
He had to say, nah, you're not going to bypass Moshe.
Right.
Go read what he delivered.
And what they did was they tried to use him to bypass Moshe.
Right.
The same thing that's finna happen tomorrow.
We have all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yeah. And what he kept saying, what Moshe said. See, this that same thing. You watch it, the same thing that happened in the house. Daddy say something, kid going after mama. Now, if the mama is about that business, what the mama supposed to say, what your daddy say? See, Yahshua didn't come and turn around.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. See, don't tell your daddy.
What you think Yahweh is? He said,
Well, look, don't tell your daddy. Now, this is between me and you. Now, go on down there.
that ain't what Yahshua did. He said, what Moshe say? Because I know my father told Moshe. So tell me what Moshe said. Don't come ask me. And that's how the things are supposed to be directed in the house. But it is not. This way, the kids play games in between the parents because they see, oh man, it's available. I see an opening right now. One of them told me that I couldn't, but you know, this other one looking a little different. Sometimes folks will get an answer without even asking. Did you ask your daddy that? What'd your daddy say? They already done said, go on, boy. Go on, little girl. Get on out of my face. That situation just became problematic. Because when the other person come around the corner, what you doing with that ice cream?
My mama said I could. Check your business.
Okay. Right. Yahshua know he wasn't playing that game. You think you're going to turn him against his father? You think you're going to turn him? You ain't going to turn him. There ain't nothing you going to say that's going to come in between that business right there. But this is what's happening. His words is being used to lessen the effects of Yahweh's law. And they think they're getting away with it. But they're going to find out. Did you finish that, brother?
Verse 16. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Adonai, the veil shall be taken away. Now the Adonai is that spirit, and where the spirit of the Adonai is, there is liberty. But we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Adonai, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of Yahshua.
All right, now in dealing with the veil, I want to read something. In Exodus 36 and verse 19, it says, "And he made a covering for the tent of ram's skins dyed red, and a covering of badger skins above that." It says in Exodus 26 and 14, the ram skins dyed red. This was the third covering of the tabernacle. The first and lowermost was made of fine linen, richly embroidered with figures of cherubim in shades of blue, purple, and scarlet. It is reasonable to suppose that the right side of this curtain was undermost, and so it formed a beautiful ceiling inside of the tabernacle. The second covering, which lay over the embroidered one, was made of goat's hair. The fourth or uppermost one, which was to keep the others from the weather, was made of badger skins. When Yahweh then gets ready to deal with this tabernacle, even when it's got to move, they got to break down all of these coverings to move it. But when he gets ready for judgment, he'll say, all right, do you not remember what I did to my house that was in Shiloh? When he says, I took away the hedge, when he starts breaking it down, there's judgment coming after he removes those coverings. We have to be careful when we decide we're going to remove our covering. There's a natural way of removing your covering, and there's a spiritual way of removing your covering. Let's go to Genesis chapter 20. Genesis chapter 20, and we're going to read verses 13 through 18.
And it came to pass, when Elohim caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is your kindness which you shall show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, He is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before you. Dwell where it pleases you. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to you a covering of the eyes.
Wait a minute. He is a covering of the eyes unto you. Go ahead.
Unto all that are with you, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto Elohim, and Elohim healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For Yahweh had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife.
For Yahweh had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Wait a minute. There's people that are not even connected to this transaction, and the judgment is upon them. They ain't had nothing to do with this. This man a king. He ain't asked nobody. Now his servants and all of these other people are dealing with the fallout because Sarah is in another man's house. He says, Behold, I have given all of these things to this man that you said was your brother. He is a covering of the eyes unto you. So if the man is a covering, what type of covering do we become? And what kind of covering are we looking for? Is it financial? Is it spiritual? A wise woman and a real prudent shopper once told me, you get what you pay for. Sometimes something appears to be a really great deal, but in the end you find out that you should have paid more and received something of greater value. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 7. So that's why I don't shop. I research, I buy, I go. I wouldn't have no problem when they say you buy, you go. That's exactly what I do. I'm not finna be looking at this and that and that. They're taking too long. I research at my house. I'm not going to be going to 3-4 stores. And you know what? It's $7 cheaper here. Let me tell you something. I just spent $7 driving over here. Now pick one of these things so we can go. Well, this one costs more. I tell you what. Here goes $7. All right? I mean, I'm paying for the damn thing anyway. Buy the thing. Let's go. Jeremiah chapter 7. Let's start that at verse 20.
Therefore, thus says the Adonai, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn, and shall not be quenched. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, the El of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices, and eat flesh. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I'll be your El, and you shall be my people, and walk you in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward.
They walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their own heart. So they imagined what they should do and then followed that. In the whole situation of slow-mo afterwards, there was a situation where they said, all right, we'll follow you if you lessen the yoke that your father laid upon us. He went and got some advice from 2 groups. See, this us. See, this our counsels. So he went and got groups from information from his friends, and then he went and got information from the elders. Which group of information, which information you think he took? He took the information that came from his friends. The children of Israel and the kingdom was divided after he took the instruction and counsel from his friends. This is why we had a northern and a southern kingdom. Because he took the advice. He forsook the counsel of the elders and took the counsel of the people that he hung out with. That's what we want to take, see? They gave us nothing but good things. Right. Go ahead.
Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them.
He didn't say, I came to you and I was talking to you. He didn't say, I came to you and I spoke to you. No. I sent men. Now, what happened if you have respect to persons and you don't like the man that he sent to you? What Yahshua said, no. It's that these people don't like me. They would not that I should reign over him. Same problem Yahweh has, same problem Yahshua has, same problem you going to have.
You know, if you would carry yourself differently, you know, if you would have went to a different school, you know, if you dress a little different.
You can do all that. They're still not going to respect. Go ahead.
Yet they hearken not unto me, or incline their ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers. Therefore you shall speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to you. You shall also call unto them, but they will not answer you. But you shall say unto them, this is a nation that obeys not the voice of Yahweh their Elohim, nor receives correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth.
Now, nonetheless, he said, go ahead and speak to them. Now, they ain't going to hear you, though. But go ahead and speak to them. Why? Because judgment still needs to come upon them. I ain't having you talk to them because they gonna change and listen. I'm having you talk to them because I need to make sure that the judgment when it comes is completely righteous. So go ahead and say it to them. They ain't gonna listen. Go ahead.
Cut off your hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away. And take up a lamentation on high places, for Yahweh has rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath.
Wait a minute. Cut off your hair. So when he says cut off your hair, something is about to come after that. Keep reading.
For the children of Yehuda have done evil in my sight, says Yahweh. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name, to pollute it. And they have built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart. Therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that it shall no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Tophet till there be no place. And the carcasses of this people shall be meat for the fowls of the heaven.
Right. You ever heard? Here is the thing. The carcasses of this people shall be meat for the fowls of heaven. Mean they're going to be left out. When you deal with other individuals and they talk about their turmoil, you notice they mention mass graves. That means their bodies were buried. It does not fit the scripture. It don't fit. So either the God of Israel line or somebody who has been presented unto us is not who they say they are. We are the only group of people who they constantly just left out. You know, they got places in certain parts of the country where they have like these they call them big blood oranges, and they say, well, you don't want to eat those oranges. They say, wow, those oranges big and juicy, and they say, yeah, but that's also where they pushed off all the slaves and just let them rot over in there. Right. So you go back and you say, man, these some awesome oranges. Yeah, your ancestors fertilized it. That ain't happened to other people. It happened to you. When you go through this book, we have been trained to say, you know what? The Old Testament is harsh. So then because of that, we've been geared toward listening to nothing but niceties. But within this, it is describing you. You have to go through these details. Because when you read these details, and Yahweh says, I tell you the ending before the beginning, and when you can't find that in the history of any other people, you have to question, well, who are you really? Because this doesn't fit you. But you'll never find that out if you're too busy dancing and shouting. You know, it's hard to read and shout at the same time. These words get hard to see when you're dancing. Go ahead.
And for the beasts of the earth, and none shall fray them away. Then will I cause to cease from the cities of Yehuda and from the streets of Jerusalem the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, for the land shall be desolate.
All right, let's go to Job chapter 1. And you know, it's funny with us. Certain things we have been encouraged not to read, so we don't want to have these things read to us in our gatherings. We want to read all of the nice things. We say, you know, hey, this is not a good reading. I want to read something pleasant. But you know what? This is your will. You ever heard of somebody going to the will when they about to give away land and possessions?
Say, you know what? I don't even want to hear this. You know, this is a hard read. I'm going to leave and y'all just tell me what it say.
All right. You go ahead and leave if you want to, and you see somebody walking around with grandma's fur coat.
You can say, wait, she told me she was going to give me. Then you leave the reading of the will. This thing is nice, too. I'm so glad you couldn't stand reading your will. I'm so glad.
You have allowed somebody to encourage you to not read your will. This is the inheritance that you're going to receive. And you've been encouraged out of it. Go ahead.
Job chapter 1 and verse 13. There was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them, and the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yes, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The fire of Elohim is fallen from heaven, and has burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away. Yes, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell you.
Now, this is designed to break him. Lucifer could have did all this at one time. But he came with something. Then he came with something else. And then he came with something. We don't understand the opportunity to take in and get a spiritual breath keeps us from going over the edge. There are certain situations, if we get them back to back, we might not even understand why Yahweh brings something to us so harsh, and then we get a opportunity to breathe, and you're like, okay, what was that for? All right, because you finna get hit with something. And if you don't come out of what you in right now, when this third thing hit you, you're going to be out of here. You're going to be out here. You're going to die inside, and then you're going to cause the body outside to die. So he's trying to you got to get off of this thing now. Because if you carry this, when you get hit with the news of your relative going through something, it's going to take you out of here. Yahweh know what he's doing. But this is why you as servants have to also do what you're told. Because Yahweh might say, all right, I need you to go jump on that individual over there. I need you to get right on them. I need you to jump right into this business. Well, you know, Yahweh, they really nice people. I don't want to jump. Look, man, they got hell coming to them, and they need to be prepared. And you the one that need to go over there and get them prepared. And they're not going to get prepared if you keep sitting over here talking about they nice people. I don't want to do this, Yahweh. Right. Go ahead, brother. You finish up.
Verse 18. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, Your sons and your daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And, behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young man, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell you. Then Job arose, and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground, and worshipped, and said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. Yahweh gave, and Yahweh has taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged Elohim foolishly.
Nor charged Elohim foolishly. He shaved his head. He knew he's up under some kind of situation of judgment, but he didn't let that situation cause him to curse his Elohim. He didn't put charges. It says, nor charged Elohim foolishly. See, there's one thing to curse Elohim. There's another thing to start blaming Yahweh for the situations that come upon you, and they're the fruit of your own doings. And it might just be a situation where, hey, he's trying to better you, and you blaming him the whole time. He trying to get you ready for something that's about to come at you, and you blaming him the whole time while he getting you ready. Okay. Let's go to Numbers chapter 6. Numbers chapter 6, let's start that at verse 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite to separate themselves unto Yahweh, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried. All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk. All the days of the vows of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled, in the which he separates himself unto Yahweh. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow. All the days that he separates himself unto Yahweh, he shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, for his brother, or for his sister, when they die, because the consecration of his Elohim is upon his head. All the days of his separation he is holy unto Yahweh. And if any man die very suddenly by him, and he has defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day shall he shave it. And on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons, to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer for the one for his sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. And he shall consecrate unto Yahweh the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled.
The days shall be lost because the separation was defiled. Once something comes into that, it defiles his separation unto his Elohim. We defile our separation because we go amongst the living dead. We entertain the living dead and don't understand that we have defiled our separation. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, you look at this also on our works. We don't look at when we sin, you defiled your works. And
Most
says
definitely.
all that has been burnt up.
Right.
But we keep thinking about, well, I did this, I did. Yeah, but that was good up until this point.
Right. You didn't see that smoke? And see, when you look at these things, I mean, we see the lamb, we see all of these things for that is the offering. But it's interesting when you keep reading this, what else became a part of the offering? Keep going.
And this is the law of the Nazarite, when the days of his separation are fulfilled. He shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and he shall offer his offering unto Yahweh, 1 he-lamb of the first year without blemish for a burnt offering, and 1 ewe-lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, and 1 ram without blemish for peace offering.
And those things we are accustomed to. We hear those things about the offering. Go ahead.
And a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread anointed with oil, and their meat offering, and their drink offerings. And the priest shall bring them before Yahweh, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering.
All right, his sin offering and the burnt offering. Go ahead.
He shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yahweh, with the basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall offer also his meat offering and his drink offering. And the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation and put it in the fire which is under the sacrifice of peace offering.
Wait a minute, the hair becomes a part of the sacrifice. the hair is cut and put in the fire with the sacrifice. That's the part that you don't just catch right away. You see all of the part of the offering, but the hair is the offering. Go ahead.
And the priest shall take the side and shoulder of the ram, and one unleavened cake out of the basket, and one unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazarite after the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before Yahweh. This is holy for the priest, with the wave breast and heave shoulder, and after that the Nazarite may drink wine.
After that he may drink wine. Go ahead.
This is the law of the Nazarite, who has vowed, and of his offering unto Yahweh for his separation, beside that which his hand shall get, according to the vow which he vowed. So he must do after the law of his separation.
All right, that's as far as I want to go there. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 5. Ezekiel chapter 5, and let's start at verse 1.
And you, son of man, take you a sharp knife, take you a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon your head and upon your beard. Then take you balances to weigh, and divide the hair.
Wait a minute. Why in the world is he doing this? See, there's one thing about, it's interesting when people say Yahweh talked to them. But it's interesting, he never tell you to do nothing. He came and talked to you, but he ain't told you nothing to do. Like you didn't get no charge or nothing. You ain't got to change nothing in your life, but he came and talked to you. So we talking the greatest thing that we've ever known came and talked to you. He just wanted to see what you were going to be doing, later on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what you going to be doing next Saturday. So you telling me the creator of heaven and earth and all that in them is came and talked to you and he just won't know. You know what I'm saying? Did you watch all the episodes of Friends? Seriously? These people receive instructions. Go ahead.
You shall burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city.
Wait a minute. He having him to cut the hair and then burn the hair. Go ahead.
When the days of the siege are fulfilled, and you shall take a third part and smite about it with a knife. And a third part you shall scatter in the wind, and I will draw out a sword after them.
All right, so he's taken a third. He's cut these into parts, and something has to happen to each portion of the part of the hair that he's taken away. Go ahead.
You shall also take therefore a few in number and bind them in your skirts.
All right, a few in number and bind them in your skirts. Go ahead.
Then take of them again and cast them into the midst of the fire and burn them in the fire. For thereof shall a fire come forth into all the house of Israel.
Wait a minute. So then the hair represents Israel. Go ahead.
Thus says the Adonai Elohim, this is Jerusalem. I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she has changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments and my statutes, they have not walked in them. Therefore, thus says the Adonai Elohim, because you multiplied more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus says the Adonai, behold, I, even I, am against you, and will execute judgments in the midst of you in the sight of the nations. And I'll do in you that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all your abominations. Therefore, The fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of you, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I'll execute judgments in you, and the whole remnant of you will I scatter into all the winds. Wherefore, as I live, says the Adonai Yah, surely because you have defiled my sanctuary with all your detestable things and with all your abominations, therefore will I also diminish you. Neither shall mine eye spare, neither will I have any pity. A third part of you shall die with the pestilence.
All right, so this part that he was cutting off with the hair, and he divided the parts. All right, a third part of you shall die with pestilence. Go ahead.
And with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of you. And a third part shall fall by the sword round about you.
A third part gonna fall by the sword. Go ahead.
And I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I'll draw out a sword after them.
The third part will be scattered. He did all of this by describing and the imagery of the hair. So Israel is the hair. The razor is the nations that's going to cut, and then you have the judgment that comes after that. Go ahead.
Thus shall mine anger be accomplished, and I'll cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted. And they shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it in my zeal, when I have accomplished my fury in them. Moreover, I'll make you waste, and a reproach among the nations that are round about you, in the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt and instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about you, when I shall execute judgments in you in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I'll increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave you, and pestilence and blood shall pass through you, and I will bring the sword upon you. I, Yahweh, have spoken it.
So if we look at the breakdown of this, if he's only bringing a third, doesn't that match the other things that we've read, that 2/3 of Israel will get cut off? All right, let's go to Zechariah 13. Let everything be proven with 2 or 3 witnesses. Zechariah chapter 13, and we're going to read verses 1 through 9. And when you consider the hair represents Israel, it says that the long hair was a glory unto the woman, and if that woman belongs to that man, that is his glory. So Yahweh, didn't he say that Israel was his glory? Okay, well, it makes sense that she represents the hair. Zechariah chapter 13, and let's read verses 1 through 9.
In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. And it shall come to pass in that day, says Yahweh of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land. And it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begot him shall say unto him, You shall not live, for you speak lies in the name of Yahweh. And his father and his mother that begot him shall thrust him through when he prophesies. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophets shall be ashamed every one of his vision when he has prophesied. Neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. But he shall say, I am no prophet, I am an husbandman, for man taught me to keep cattle from my youth. And one shall say unto him, What are these wounds in your hands? Then he shall answer, Those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, says Yahweh of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I'll turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, says Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
Isn't that what we just read? Go ahead.
And I'll bring the third part through the fire,
Uh-huh.
and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my Elohim.
The only people that's going to say that is the third. The 2/3 going to get cut off. We have to ask ourselves, which one of those thirds do we want to be? But let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to Psalms 147.
Psalms 147. Hallelujah. For it is good to sing praises unto our El. For it is pleasant, and praises calmly. Yahweh does build up Jerusalem. He gathers together the outcasts of Israel. He heals the broken in heart and binds up their wounds.
Now, if he's gathering together the outcasts, then Israel has been spread about. Not in one place. Remember, he cut the hair and he spread it and scattered it in the wind. The wind doesn't take anything cut in pieces to the same place. They hoping you don't read this. They hoping you don't read this. You ain't never cut nothing in pieces, threw it up in the air, and every part of it laying at the same place. Right. Go ahead.
He tells the number of the stars. He calls them all by their names. Great is our Adonai, and of great power. His understanding is infinite. Yahweh lifts up the meek. He casts the wicked down to the ground. Sing unto Yahweh with thanksgiving. Sing praise upon the harp unto our Elohim, who covers the heaven with clouds, who prepareth rain for the earth, who makes grass to grow upon the mountains. He gives to the beast his food, and to the young ravens which cry. He delighteth not in the strength of the horse. He takes not pleasure in the legs of a man. Yahweh takes pleasure in them that fear him.
Yahweh takes pleasure in them that fear him. The fear that brings forth respect. When you have respect, it's certain things that just don't come out your mouth. Go ahead.
And those that hope in his mercy. Hallelujah, O Jerusalem. Praise your Elohim, O Zion. For he has strengthened the bars of your gates. He has blessed your children within you. He makes peace in your borders and fills you with the finest of the wheat. He sends forth his commandment upon earth. His word runs very swiftly. He gives snow like wool. He scattereth the hoarfrost like ashes. He casts forth his ice like morsels. Who can stand before his cold? He sends out his word and melts them. He causes his wind to blow and the waters to flow. He shows his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
But will we deal with them, Israel? He shows his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. But after a while, we begin to desire the company of the heathen, and these things don't seem valuable unto us. See, they're valuable unto us in the beginning, but after a while, and they become regular, we stop seeing the value in it. Go ahead.
He has not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Hallelujah.
He has not dealt so with any nation. That means a heavier weight is placed on the children of Israel because of his word that he has put forth in you. Because of the thirst that he has put forth for you to cause to search. We think that we were just, doing some things on the internet and we just happened to be at a place where they was talking about some things that sparked our interest. No, he decided for you to hear. But that also holds you to a certain level of responsibility. Why did he let you hear? There's other people in your family nicer than you. They're more respectful than you. They got more education than you. Why he choose you? That's something that we're going to have to commune with our own hearts and ask ourselves, because at the end, we want to be the third that goes through the fire. When you ask somebody about going through the fire, we say, all right, I wanna bypass the fire. That means you got to be the 2/3. Them dying. You got to be blessed to get to the fire. And here it is. He chooses you, cuts off the 2/3, and then you take off running from the purification of fire. Let us consider that differently, Israel. That's all that we're going to do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.